play.
Sorry, Melissa, if that woke you up.
I hope it didn't.
I think she's napping.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It has been actually a while for us.
Yeah.
Because, well, we did say we were going to have a guest.
Yeah, but we
can't.
things.
Life happened.
Yeah.
And we will have him on soon.
Yes, hopefully.
But yes, let's hope we'll die.
I didn't reach it.
And then...
That's a 9.
I'm interested for you to try this one.
Ugh. But yeah, we were gonna have guests. Some shit went down. He can't make it out here. Like, it's not even possible for him to make it out here right now. So we'll hopefully have him on soon. Spicy.
Yeah.
Like not heat spicy,
Yeah.
but like there's a spicy there. What is it?
Poblano pepper. There's a little bit in there, not a lot.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot. I had more in there before, and I was like, all right, it's too much. So I cut it back. It's raspberry and poblano.
Yeah, it's not bad. I wasn't expecting it though.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's wrong.
Yeah. And then this guy is just a Weller Old Fashioned. I found some Weller on the house. I found some Weller on a website. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That, I'm going to buy the whiskey I want to drink at the wedding from, but I needed to buy a test bottle first to make sure it was still going to be 100%.
Yeah.
I think I'd ordered from them before, but I wanted to double check because it's once you get to the nice bottles, I was like, okay. And this still isn't even. It's an $80 bottle, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, I love that. That's not a nice bottle for you.
I mean, no, I know it's a nice bottle. It is again. That's why I was like, I'm gonna test it with a nice bottle.
Yeah.
The whiskey I'm gonna get for the wedding is, you don't consider it nice. Those are extravagant.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Yeah, that's gonna be, it's like a $300 whiskey.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Speaking of cocktails and shit, have y'all fuckers checked out Brandon's Instagram page with his cocktails and stuff up yet?
Yeah, I've actually been uploading. I have 2 cocktails up. Hopefully, maybe by the time it goes up, I might put a 3rd one up. Maybe not. Probably not. I have to edit it. But also, I'm trying to film some more. I need to film this one. I think you've said as long as you think this is actually pretty good, I'll probably film this and upload it because this is for the cocktail competition.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to win, but I at least want to keep...
Don't sell yourself short, cunt.
I'm going to try... I'm going to try my best, but no, the guys that are entering these things are like guys that are... have Instagrams that they upload every cocktails every day.
Yeah, but I mean, you know...
So slowly... I'm just doing it as a way to keep myself accountable and trying to upload and do things, and it's fun. I'm excited. It's nice.
Yeah. That's going to be real difficult to upload additional things if I pick up that second job. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To be honest, man, like, I think it's funny, but like with the podcast, it really is just like us two. It doesn't matter. We're not.
The extra shit's it's fun to do, and it's like it's weird seeing it do well. Yeah. Like, you know, like it is also real weird because the wedding I went to, there was some family members and stuff, you know, like people I knew, but I don't remember what was brought up. But I call her my Aunt Robin. She's like my mom's cousin. Yeah. She was saying something to somebody, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's got a podcast, knows all this YouTube stuff." And I was like,
"Yeah,
you know about the podcast?" Like it kind of blew me away that like a family member that doesn't really talk to me that often, like knows, and like I know we posted about it like years ago, but like,
I mean, that is that thing. It's like we kind of joked around about it for like how little of a seriousness that we take this podcast. Like it is just you come over, we sit down, we streamline the process to where we don't have to do a fucking thing except sit down, talk, and I spend like 5 minutes uploading, and editing if I, and so now it is just truly us hanging out, and it is nice to like it's not necessarily a stress. The biggest stress to me is like, oh, what cocktail I want to make now.
Yeah. And the stress for me is like, I gotta fucking drive there.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that sucks is like you driving here, but
it's still good to get to hang out, man.
Yeah, it's worth it. We just chill and fucking.
I will say this drive sucked ass because I had just driven, all weekend.
Dude, legitimately, if we didn't have to have this episode for Monday, because this is the closest we've filmed an upload day in a while. This is on Thursday. You'll see this Monday. Yeah,
this is the closest we've done. Normally, we keep a little in the back pocket so we can work on other shit.
But we kept those in the back pocket, thinking we were going to record with John, help out, and then we weren't able to. And then you went to a wedding
in Iowa. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, that's fun, because I saw where your Instagram location was. I was like, oh, wow, okay, because we never talked about where you're going. It's like, I'm going to a wedding. And all of a sudden, I see you're in Iowa. I'm like, oh, okay. So how was that?
It was fun, man. It was real cool getting to meet. I haven't met my cousin's kids until just now. Haven't met her now husband until like the day before, which was cool. We like bonded real well together. Second wedding I've done where I was like very nervous. Like,
oh wait, you ordained this one?
Yeah, like I was not nervous at all. And it was like, the videos where you see like the bride coming down the aisle and then like the groom starts crying.
Yeah.
Like you can see in the live stream where the groom like sniffles a little bit, and then you could see me holding the paper, and I'm like, I was like, oh fuck, this is somebody I care about. Like this is different.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't care about you guys. I didn't.
Well, look, there's a difference between when you're doing something that is actually a family member
and it was a nice little flashback because we did the whole ceremony. We helped out with that, hung out, and then we went back to the cabin to drink a little bit. And that's where we signed the paperwork, was in the kitchen. And my cousin's husband, he goes, wow, it's a little weird that you're technically doing the wedding in the kitchen. I was like, oh, this is the second one I've done in a kitchen. And he's like, what? So I was like, yeah.
I had some friends that just needed to get it done. They did it.
I was like, I think technically the first wedding I did was in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first one was a kitchen one because it was a joke. And then you did Don's.
Mm-hmm.
That was your first real wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I've done a few others for like random people. I got one more in October that I'm doing.
Okay.
Which I got to remember to send her the script and everything.
Yeah.
It was wild. I don't think I talked about it on here. I was amazed that my cousin asked me.
Yeah.
But I was like, that kind of makes sense. I was like, if I knew she was ordained, I'd probably ask her to do mine. But one of my old army buddies, him and his fiance now added me to a group chat, and he was like, hey, I'm getting married in October. And I was like, dude, that's amazing. Like, hell yeah, I want to be there. And he's like, yeah, my fiance said she wants you to do the wedding. I'm like, I've never met her, like, ever. I have her added on Facebook. Like, we're like literal internet friends.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, as soon as I proposed, she was like, oh my God, we got to get Edie to do it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's, to be fair, I think it's one of those things where, like, I think your personality does come through Facebook pretty well. So, like, as long as, like, he's obviously at this point, told her a lot of fun, good stories about you guys. So she's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense to let him do it. Like,
well, she was the one that wanted me to do it. Like,
yeah.
He was like, I don't want to sound rude, but like, you didn't even cross my mind, man. He was I was going to invite you, but I forgot you were a minister.
I mean, most people don't remember you're a minister. Yeah. To be fair. Wait, is my mic even on?
I sure as fuck hope so.
It doesn't sound like it's...
I don't think your mic's on.
Like, I'm looking at it right... Is it on now? I can't... What the fuck?
You want to pause and test?
Hold on. Well, what's weird... Oh, I didn't re-plug it in. Yeah, I didn't plug it in.
Let's pause and see what it sounds like. There's so much sound there.
Now my mic is on. We can definitely see my mic is on now. What's even worse is I tried to turn it up to like, because I noticed it was quiet in some episodes, so I turned it up. So now it's actually
got a lot of sound waves going on.
Yeah, now I'm actually talking. Yeah. Well, I will be doing some editing to this episode. I will. God damn it.
I kind of want to leave it in because it's funny, but if it sounds like shit, we could remove it.
Here's the problem: is there's no way it sounds good.
Yeah, but we can leave this part in at least. Like,
yeah, I was talking about.
Like, yeah, you fucked it up, and if it's
if
it sounds all right, we'll keep it. If it sounds shitty, which it probably will.
So we're gonna recap what happened the last 10 minutes because chances are that's gonna end up getting cut.
Yeah.
Let's redo it. I made drinks. They were good. Cheers.
We'll do it in quick motion. I spilled. It's spicy. Why is it spicy?
There's poblano in it. Whoa, it's good. And then
did you guys check out his Instagram with the cocktails?
I have an Instagram that I'm uploading cocktails on now.
Yeah, he's gonna win a competition with this one. It's dope.
I'm gonna try, and then you went to a wedding.
Yeah, I hate driving. It was
you did a lot of driving.
Yeah, it was dope. Bonded with people I'd never met.
This part you can actually redo.
Yeah, now
we
can actually talk.
I was like, this part was whatever. Yeah,
it was a cool wedding, man. I met them. I met the husband. My cousin was the one that asked me to do it. It was really cool. I got super nervous as soon as she like walked down the aisle because I was like,
it's happening.
People that I care about are getting married, and like, but it was sick. My aunt, she's my mom's cousin, the mom of the bride. Afterwards, she was like, "You did really good." I was like, "I was super nervous. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't expect to be." She's like, "No, like when she told me that she asked you to do it, I was like, this is gonna be wild because she knows my Facebook, like she knew me as a child."
Yeah.
She was like, "This is gonna be so wild. Like I can't wait to see what he does up there." And then she was like, "But you were like really serious," and I was like, "Yeah, it's a wedding."
Yeah.
I'm like,
look, it's like it's funny because like as my wedding approaches, like. I think back to other weddings that I've been at, and like as I've gone through weddings, like it's cool to be there, but the seriousness of what is occurring and everything that goes into it doesn't start to hit you until you actually are older. Because like I can very specific, like I was a groomsman in my cousin Mark's wedding. Mm-hmm. Granted, it was a last minute. He had a falling out with his best friend.
Yeah.
So he was like, "All right, my oldest cousin," who was me. So I got to be in there, and that was cool to be a part of and all that stuff, but like, you know, I don't remember getting like really teary-eyed standing there watching the wedding. I was like, I was happy as shit for him. I was like, this is cool, but like, you know, there wasn't the whelm of emotion that comes up. But then like, even like her cousin, like Heather and Kyle, you know, like as when they got married, like I think a year into our relationship, maybe less. I remember being a little teary-eyed, being like, "Oh, like this is, you know, starting to," especially because, you know, I knew like they were gonna be family eventually. All of a sudden, that was like, "Whoa, like it's kind of cool." Yeah. And then like my tattoo artist's wedding, especially because at that point, like we kind of knew that we were gonna get married at this place. So sitting at his wedding,
and then watching that go down, like, he's just, you know, he's my tattoo artist. He's a friend of mine, and he's a great dude, but, like, he's not my closest friend.
Yeah.
And I remember getting a little teary-eyed there, and I'm like, man, like, that shit's, it's weird when you get older, especially, like, when you really know the people for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because that, I think, that...
I got hit with, like, a double whammy, because they're his stepkids, like, now that they're married, right? So it's my cousin's kids. And the whole day before, they kept, you know, hey, Josh. And then, like, the day of the wedding, like, right after the ceremony, we're outside, and they were playing tag and stuff, and she goes, oh, why don't you go tag Josh? Go get Josh. And the kid goes, I don't want to do that to him. And she's like, why? And he goes, he's my dad. And I was like, like, full on. It was like I had the ceremony jitters, and then it was like right after the wedding was done, the kid switches from Josh to dad, and I was like, fuck, he's been waiting for this. Like,
that is, wow, that's funny.
That was sweet as fuck, man.
Yeah, I at this point, like, you know, but as of this post, like, or when this post, we'll have just finished the bridal shower. That's on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be, I'm excited for that. I mean, to be honest, it's not much for me.
Yeah.
She's mostly gonna be sitting there, me and Jake, because Klopp's coming in from Grand Rapids, so he's coming with her.
Yeah.
Me and him and my brother are probably just gonna hang out at the bar and eat and drink until it's over.
I might come out with you because Chrissy's going, so I might just be like, I'll drive and then I'll go to the bar with you.
To be honest, go for it. We'll just sit at a table. Originally my plan was like, cool, I'll just sit at the bar and then, like, maybe make friends with the bartender because I follow him on Instagram, and it's kind of cool. Now that I actually am posting cocktails, when I do post them on my stories, I notice that he at least looks at them.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like, he might click on the video and look at it. He doesn't like them, but he at least looks at it. But a lot of people don't like a lot of things.
Yeah.
But regardless, I was still like, he still sees it. Like, that's kind of cool. And I'm
that honestly,
small wins.
I had that, I think she uses her first name now, with Hollow Fox. Like,
yeah.
A lot of my friends forget that I was friends with her.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, a lot of my dude friends are like, oh my God, I'm in love with her. And I'm like,
He's
all right.
And it's not even, and it's like, again, like, for some reason, if she sees this, no offense, but it's we've known you for so long now. It's a weird, like, cousin sister-ish thing.
Exactly. But it was funny because one of the last cosplays I did, it might have been the maid photo shoot, honestly, I don't know, but it was something where I was dressed up and I posted some of the photos, and I don't get a shit ton of likes on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, I get like maybe 20, 30 tops because I don't use it that often.
Yeah.
But my buddy sent me a screenshot, and it said Hollow Fox and 20-something other people liked my photo.
Yeah.
And he was like, he was losing his shit. He sent it to the group chat I was in. He was like, holy fuck, Edie's photo got liked by Hollow Fox. And I was like, oh yeah. And I almost said, like, her actual name. But I was like, oh yeah, I love Hollow Fox. And they were like, they were like freaking out, like, you know, fangirling over her. And
then you tell them she did your tattoo?
Yeah, I told them about that. But what I did was I sent a cropped photo of the Buffalo House bathtub.
No. That's funny.
I sent that, and then I messaged Teresa, and I was like, hey, are you cool with me just sending the full photo? Because you're in this. So I sent that, and then my buddies who knew me and knew Teresa were like, what? And I was like, yeah, dude, like,
don't bother asking Teresa about it because she doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember at all.
Like, yeah, she might remember, like, snippets, but she doesn't remember that a lot.
The shit was hilarious because they were like, how do you know her? And I'm like, dude, I'd go places. Like, anybody could get famous. I was like, if I get famous, you know me. Like,
yeah, basically.
You know? And I told them about Andy Glass.
Yeah, that's fun.
They were losing their shit. I was like, yeah, he designed some merch for my buddy's band. Like
it was actually kind of funny. So like I saw that he had posted that he went to Alaska for a tour.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, that's really cool. But like randomly I was thinking back to like, so this was before they had brought on their new drummer, David. And I kind of doubt it, but there's a small part of me that thinks I might be responsible for Dave becoming their drummer. The only reason I say this is because there was a time when they were recording their album when they had kicked out Eric, and I went over to see Dave or Andy and say hi, and then Lou was there, and I mentioned like asking just like, hey, I was like, so what have you like done as far as like looking at studio drummers and whatever? Have you hit up Adam Gray, Adam Gray or like Luke Holland? And he mentioned that they had, and he kind of mentioned like talking about the prices and stuff, but they were like, you know, they realistically they'd rather pick someone that will be in the band.
Yeah.
And then I had mentioned like that For Today was calling it quits soon, and like Dave and like some other stuff, and then all of a sudden like Dave eventually became the drummer. I think that happened.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like in my mind what probably happened is that had already transpired, and I was just kind of like, oh, that'd be cool, and they were like, oh yeah,
be sick.
Yeah, we'll see, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But like I was like, dude, he's such a perfect fit. And then I need to hang out with him. It has been way too long.
I get it.
And honestly, at this point, like, I really want to actually be like, hey, you come out here and like, I'm going to bartend for you. Because he can actually drink.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, he can drink, and I'll be like, yeah, it's just whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like, I'm going to make stuff. We'll hang out, catch up. Because it has been way too long since I've hung out with him. And I was like, dude, it'd be cool to catch up. Like
I get that with a lot of people. Like the fucking wedding.
Yeah.
The husband knew about me. Like, he thought that we had seen each other like maybe a year or two ago or something. And like he was talking about that, and then I was like talking to Mandy, and I was like, when is the last time we've seen each other?
Yeah.
It was over a decade ago.
Dude.
Like, I was in high school.
I scheduled to go get this mole removed.
Yeah.
I'm getting it removed on your birthday, the 12th, because that's when the earliest they could get me in was.
You want me to come hold your hand? That's a Wednesday.
Yes, you do. Yeah. You should. But no, I was like, fuck it. And so they were like, yeah, have you been with us before? I was like, yeah, it's been a long time, and it was literally a full 10 years since I've been there for my eczema on my arm that I had.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, holy shit, like, it's been a long time.
But the point I was getting at was, like, the ADHD thing. Like, I don't ever realize how long it's been since I've seen somebody.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no, like, object permanence. Like, if you're not around, you're not around.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately starting to get that way.
Yeah, but I had that with Autumn. Because we comment back and forth on random shit, and like we've got this whole thing now where like we snoop on people to like see if they're fucking, basically, like not fucking but dating, talking, fucking, whatever they're doing. And we're
does
like,
it look like something's forming?
Yeah. And like I realized it the last time she tagged me in something. I was like, man, I haven't seen Autumn in like forever. And I was trying to pinpoint the last time I hung out with her. I was like, I know I hung out with Jake, and then I was like, when's the last time I hung out with Jake? And like I went through this whole list of people, and I was like, all right, well, I hung out with Jake, which means I hung out with Brandon, and I was like, oh, also probably Brennan, and I was like, when's the last time I've seen him? And like full list of people where I was like, fuck, it might have been a year, might have been 2.
Speaking of Jake, we once obviously like we're done with after the 4th. I told him like basically after that, like, I'm free, I'll be off, and so I'm going to try and plan a day to go over there and work on some of our shit with you, so we can figure out a day that like you're available.
Yeah.
But
I told Teresa about the thing we want to work on, because she was asking how I got one of my characters' voices down. And I was like, it's gonna sound weird, but I try to do their voice while I'm singing. And like then when it's normal conversation, I can be talking to you like this, then I'll be like, all right, and then Casimir will come in and be like, hey there, little lady, and go straight to the voice and blah 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 with the accent. And I was like, yeah, I learned how to do that with Kermit the Frog. Like, it's like I just, one day we were at a party and I started singing a song as him, and then I was like, oh shit, I should start doing this with other voices. And like, now
works.
I really want to do like all my D&D characters, like a full like cover album.
I mean,
as my characters, especially as Inikini, because his whole thing is gaslighting. So like, I want the artist to be called Inikini, and I want no photos of me. So like, if my D&D group comes across it and they're like, oh my god, this dude Inikini, like that's your character, I'd be like, well, that's wild. And if they're like, he kind of sounds like you, I'll be like, no, he doesn't.
No.
You heard that?
Yeah, it was it must be the small ice, yeah. So, small basic little thing that, like, essentially I've come to the absolute conclusion of, like, in the last, like, week or two, is I definitely in the next, like, 5 to 10 years want to try and open, like, a speakeasy.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Because, like, or, like, a speakeasy restaurant, like, a good, like, I know you haven't been there yet. We're probably gonna go there during my bachelor party. Is the Hemingway room? I've been to the Hemingway room. Okay, yeah. So yeah, they have a smaller menu of like just a bunch of really good items.
Do stuff without you, Brandon.
Well, to be fair, I don't expect 90% of people go to like speakeasy cocktail bars that I go to. Most people just go to a bar.
Yeah, I'm a single guy. I go to weird places because a hot girl said we should go there.
That's fair. So, but either way, I was like, I kind of want to do something along those lines for, mostly basically cocktail focused.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I cut you off.
Go.
We went to a bathhouse on Saturday. Like, sauna, hotter sauna.
Sama.
I have to clip that down for Teresa and some of the D&D people, because I just realized that's a Pedro Pascal bit.
That's funny.
I wonder if I can speak Spanish. Sama. But no, we went to that, and it was Nick's D&D friends, so Teresa's boyfriend.
I fucking need to meet him so bad.
Here's the thing. Damon went.
Yeah.
So it was almost a boys brunch, and Damon and I were talking about that, and we were like, man, we miss boys brunch. And I was like, I miss Brandon. And he's like, you see Brandon all the time. And I'm like, but I miss Brandon at things.
Yes.
So
me too. I miss me at things.
But we were like joking about that a little bit, and then we were like, we should do the bathhouse. And like Nick wants to do it again. Like we want to get like a boys brunch, go to a fucking bathhouse together. Like, and then I was like, thinking about it at the wedding, because I told
things
somebody,
that friends can do that are not gay.
Yeah. But I was talking about it at the wedding with Josh, and he was like, "Oh, what's the bachelor party plans?" Like blah blah blah, and I was telling him about it and this and that, and then like it clicked, and I was like, "We can go to that bathhouse. It's $40 from 11 to 3. Like you can stay there as long as you want. They have a massage therapist that comes in." You can book like a spa person.
Where's it at?
Detroit.
Damn. Okay. Well, okay. So here's the plan.
Or you have that big bathtub.
Well, essentially my idea for the bachelor party is on the Friday day, on the first day of the Friday.
Which I will be working that
day. Yes. Most people are going to be working.
I'll show up.
So I think what the plan is that day, all we're going to do is go play like 1 or 2 games of paintball after people get out of work and come. And we'll do that, and then maybe just go get some drinks in like Lake Orion. Yeah. Hang out.
For sure, we're Ubering everywhere. So that's another reason I want to get the second job, so I have like an extra couple $100 for all your wedding shit.
Yeah. So we'll do a little bit of Uber or something. Again, keep it close. Just hang out. But that allows us to kind of just do one cool thing. And then on Saturday, my plan was to, everyone get together and hang out at the go-kart place and do go-karts and axe throwing and bowling and escape rooms and all whatever the fuck we want to do there. And then go get drinks and shit downtown Rochester again. But I would not be against doing like a small little...
Dude, honestly, like, I said it as like the bachelor party thing because I was like, that would honestly be real dope.
It'll feel good after paintball.
Yeah. I was like, we have a spa day and then like do what bachelorettes do, basically. Like, that sounds awesome. And I will say,
I'm not against this, actually.
I went to that before I did my drive to Iowa. That's a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
The drive there, I had no pain.
Okay, so...
Like, no back pain, leg pain, none of my usual pain.
Okay, so... What happened? Your camera... Hold on.
There's a lot of technical issues.
There's a lot of technical issues in this episode.
It's the 9.
It's the 9.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was thinking about that, and like, honest to God, if I ever get married, like my bachelor party, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go have a spa day. We're gonna start the day out fresh, wholesome, blah blah blah.
I'm not gonna lie, the only problem is it is Detroit, so it's like a full hour drive.
That's
but
what I was thinking.
We can still sleep into like 11, drive down at noon, go get a bathhouse, do a bathhouse at like 12:30.
Yeah.
Have that for an hour and then just like come home and relax before we go do all the go-karts and shit.
Like I said, it would be dope for the bachelor party, but also I'm like, we could just pick a weekend that we're all free and go.
Do that, yeah.
Especially because we do want you to meet Nick.
No, okay. I was going to say also, again, since I will be off, like, let's please...
what are you doing the 30th?
This week, next weekend?
Yeah, Friday.
Busy.
Pooping?
No, I'll probably be working at the firework place.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't work the 30th.
We're gonna be working. Yeah. That's the time they need most, so I'll probably be picking up most of my hours then.
Yeah, I would cancel on D&D, but it's DeAndre's game, so he's coming up here, and I'm like, no, I love this game. I want to play it.
Yeah,
I'm specifically waiting for Trauma to drop. My character's got his memories back, so everything, like, he's been alive for 3,030 years.
Yeah,
the shit that happened to him, he forgot for 3,000 years, and he remembered 3 days ago. So it's like, I've been playing him as like this really fun, aloof character, but now it's like he remembers that someone demolished his town and possibly killed his entire family and all his friends.
So he's really dark.
3 days ago. It matched up perfectly because we leveled up. So I picked a new spell called Eye Bite.
Okay.
And he's like a whole shadow dude. But when you cast Eye Bite, your eyes turn black, your voice deepens and gets gravelly.
Yeah.
And you can command as many creatures as you want, one per turn, to either be afraid, go to sleep, or get sick.
Okay.
And it happened right after he got his memories back, and I was like, yo, this is sick. So it's like, he's still fun and aloof, but when he sees the big bads that like were involved with his family dying, eyes turn black, and he's like, run. And
that's fun.
I'm like, it's fucking dope. But I do want you to play that game.
No, I basically, like, once the 4th is over and I'm done being busy doing that, like, I actually really do want to set up a boys brunch. Like, I never actually got to go to one.
I know.
I never got to go to one. I want to go to one. I want to meet Nick. I
almost went to one.
I almost went to one. And then, like, again, I think it was like, you guys got together for drinks. Like, Melissa was out for the night. Like, I was just home by myself, and it was literally like you, Damon, Mike, everyone ended up going out, or Teresa, you guys ended up going out.
Like last week?
Yeah, last week.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it was funny because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually go film these videos. I was like, I'm gonna do the
I did text you, right?
You did.
Okay.
So we did the peanut butter jelly. I did the peanut butter jelly cocktail, and I did the little rusty plain. Mm-hmm. Little rusty plain is posted. Peanut butter jelly. I did end up. I sped through the edits real quick just to kind of do them, and then I fucked up. I need to redo that one, but I didn't actually have strawberry jelly for it. I just used the raspberry that I had because it's red and it works. And I didn't infuse
it tastes better with the raspberry anyway, in my opinion.
And I didn't infuse the strawberry or the screwball. I just used screwball, but no one's gonna tell. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, fuck it.
Go to this specific timestamp and click it
you guys will know that cocktail, the video, it doesn't actually have the real ingredients.
Yeah, like it's the 21-minute mark wherever we are right now because our timer's off because we have to delete 11 minutes of this.
Yeah, and I'm out of drink.
Oh shit! Do you want a little of mine?
Maybe later. But no, I was like, fuck it. I need to get some film. I haven't had time. I'm going to do it while I'm home by myself. And then, I set up all the ingredients and the ice and shit in the basement. And you're like, hey, we're all getting together if you really wanted to come out and hang out. And I was like, if I didn't literally just set up, trying to do 2 different drinks just to get them done. Yeah. And I'm glad I did it because I need to keep up with it.
Because you can start posting shit. It was a little bit of a bummer, and I wish I had messaged you guys sooner, but it was I had work that day, and then I had the quality department outing that day, and then Nick had been asking me to get a drink with him for a while.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying he didn't ask me to get a drink for this reason, but while I was at the company outing, I was like, I gotta leave around 7. I was like, my buddy Nick wants to get a drink. I'm really good friends with his girlfriend, so I want to go get a drink with him to be closer friends with him. And then my boss's wife was like, how long have they been dating? I was like, I don't know, 3-4 years, somewhere around there. And she's like, and you're the girlfriend's best friend kind of? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, best friend. I've known her for a long ass time, I guess a brotherly person.
Yeah.
And I'm already a few drinks in at this meeting. And she goes, oh, he's going to ask if he can propose. And I was like, what? So I went to that, and I was a little late. And then Nick was like, should we ask if anybody else wants to? He's like, I want to talk to you about some stuff and hang out. And I was like, oh, fuck. He just wanted to talk D&D, man. And then he was like, I want to be better friends with you because you're friends with my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, cool.
No,
but the whole time I was sitting there, I was like,
look, I'll be honest.
Why would you ask me this?
Since we're going to start, once John's on and we start bringing on guests more regularly, because we got to bring him. We got to bring Jeff on because I finally went and got my beard trimmed, and he was like, bro, I want to come hang out. I miss you guys.
That's another one. I haven't seen in so long.
We were talking about that. So I was like, we need to have, once John's on, you're next. So it'll be John and Jeff. So you guys know. And then I figured it'd be fun to bring on Hannah and Nick. Because Hannah, she's actually doing things that matter in the world.
Yeah.
And Nick, it'd be just really cool to, 1, get to know him, but 2,
you're the caveat where it's
how is your why?
It's all right, leave it alone.
What the hell?
It's because I rolled a 9, but it's funny because I want to be closer friends with Nick. Teresa wants me to be closer friends with Nick.
Yeah,
I want you to be closer friends with Nick because it's Nick's girlfriend's best friend is part of the package deal too, buddy. But I do want to have him on, especially the whole D&D nerd shit.
Well, I would love to actually ask him about because he really builds armor and swords, and one legit I want to get my own I want to basically be hey, what do you think building a really actual cool set of armor would cost? And then save up and be all right, we're gonna do this, and just consult him on paying him to like build with him.
He lives pretty close to me. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. And we were talking about hanging out more, and I was like, dude, I'm always so busy. He's like, dude, I'm always so busy. And then he was like talking about how his dad and his dad's friend, like, they force each other to hang out. I was like, oh, Brandon and I do that. And he was like, dude, you work out here. I was like, actually, you're closer to my house from my job. And he's like, come over, have a beer, like, after work, randomly, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I should see if I can, like, apprentice with him for the armor shit.
Dude, I would love to, like... Because if in the next, like, 4 or 5 years I could also just, like, build a set of armor that I wear to Ren Fair, like, I would love to do that. And then just that be my regular costume. I'll just be the guy. I'll be that guy every year. I'll show up so everyone's like, oh, it's that motherfucker with the, like, sick armor every year.
Yeah. We want to cosplay our D&D characters.
Yeah. Well, we also need to do the Power Rangers.
Yeah, the Power Rangers. I told Nick about that. He wants in. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He gets the character 100%. Yeah. Like, I'm red, you're blue, and then he can pick one. Whatever he wants.
Gonna be green. He was like, oh, you're gonna be green, right? And I was like, no, I'm gonna be blue. And he's like, why would you be blue? And then I was like, well, Brandon's gonna be red, and Melissa's gonna be yellow, and I'm gonna be blue. And he was like,
I think she was going to be yellow or pink.
Yellow or pink, yeah. I wanted her to be yellow because, you know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Probably should be yellow.
The bond between us. But yeah, I was like, I'm going to be blue and Brandon's going to be red. And then it clicked for me. It was like, oh my God, Buffalo House. And I was like, yeah.
Even my, like, in Star Wars, like, the Survivor, like, my colors on my lightsaber and BD1 are red, blue, and yellow.
It was funny. Teresa also finally noticed that I tend to only use, like, I'll use white and black. But for my characters, I tend to use blue, red, and yellow. She made one of the characters for me and was like, what colors? And I was like, blue, red, and yellow. And she was like, why? And I was like, mainly blue, but like some strips of red. And she was like, why? And I was like, well, because I want Brandon to play, but he can't play with me. So, like, he's part of my costume.
It's our designated colors. It's blue, red, and yellow in every game now. I'm like, it has to be blue, red, and yellow.
It has to be. Yeah.
Dude, I hate it. So we set
Teresa would be fun to have on, too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, at this point, like, it'd be fun to just have, like, old friends on that we've, like... With Teresa, I'd be like, all right, well... And dude,
she's got stories.
Well, what's funny is, like, that I've also known her for a very long time. Obviously, not as long as you.
That's the same with Chrissy.
But I've known her for such a long time. And I've known her longer than I've known you.
Yeah, same.
And yeah. But like it's just funny that like I've actually known her longer than I've known you, and then like I was like, wait, like
that was the same with Ryan.
You're in this group? Yeah.
Because she hate this man's guts, but she was dating Ryan's best friend at the time.
Yeah.
So it was
but he shall not be named.
Yeah, I was friends with Ryan, and then I met you, and then Ryan showed up to a fucking one of your shows.
Yeah.
He walked up and was like, yo, what's up, Edie? And I was like, Ryan? Like, and then I mentioned it to Teresa that Ryan was going to be a groomsman. I was like sitting there drinking with her at the bar.
Yeah.
And she was like asking about the wedding and the groomsmen and stuff. And like, I asked if she got invited too. Like, she was like, no, I didn't. I was like, okay, I get it. And she was like, yeah, I get it too. And I was like, oh, shit. You want to know who's going to be a groomsman? And she was like, you? And I was like, well, yeah, obviously. And I was like, no, Ryan. And she was like, I'm crashing the wedding. And I was like, I don't know if they'll be okay with that, but if you show up after dinner, I'm sure it's cool.
No, I mean, I'm definitely not gonna give a shit if she crashes. It just, we have to be real tight. We still have like actual friends we didn't invite.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like Teresa's extended friend. She's cool, but she's
Yeah, and she was like, "Do you have a +1?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Who are you bringing?" And I was like, I'm gonna bring, and she was like, are you bringing your mom? And I was like, no, my parents are invited. She was like, your parents got invited?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, of course my parents got invited.
Fucking of course they did.
And she was like, actually, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, yeah. I was like, when you get married, you better fucking invite my parents. I was like, or I'm gonna get 2 plus 1s and bring my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I was like, well, I do have a plus 1. I'm bringing Chloe, like, because she didn't get invited. We wanted her to go, but we had limited space. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and other things. But she was like, I'm 100% like, I'm crashing that wedding, and I was like, part of me was like, I want to say no.
I mean, look, I'm definitely not going to be mad if, like, her and Nick show up, suit, tuxedo, just kind of, like, walk in like they were late for the wedding and show up and just kind of...
after dinner.
Show up after dinner. They don't need a table. They can just come hang out, dance.
After, like, the main dances and speeches and shit.
Yeah.
But, like I said, part of me wanted to say no. And I was about to be like, you please don't do that, like... But then I remembered one of our first memories.
And you crashed a wedding?
Yeah. Like, how long did we know each other for?
Well, probably a year, but...
right around there,
listener, I mean, well...
Yeah. Hi, Ivy.
Yeah, it was that wedding, but...
that shit was fun, man.
It was good. It was good.
That was, like... Honestly, the night, that was the night that I realized I was charismatic.
Yeah,
because like
I think that's also the night you met Danae.
It was.
Yeah, and then that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is part of the reason I realized I was charismatic. But I remember, like, you were trying to get me to go. Danae was trying to get me to go.
Yeah,
some other people were trying to get me to go, and then I met. The people that were getting married.
Oh wait, no, you knew Danae. Never mind. You knew her from the show. So never mind. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I didn't interact with her.
Yeah, that's when we all like actually hung out.
Yeah, that was like probably the first time I said more than a sentence to her.
Yeah. You look good in this shirt.
Dude, that's still one of my favorite photos.
Yeah,
where I'm wearing your woman's shirt and I have the fucking lightsaber. I have "Live Long and Prosper" tattooed on my arm.
It's so ridiculous.
But that memory, like that entire day, like kicked back into my head. My camera's off again. It's all right.
I'm wondering if it's just too warm.
It could be.
Because whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll call it soon.
Yeah, but
this is a whole episode of problems.
No, we cut off 11 minutes.
I'm good at 40.
Okay.
We'll be at 40.
But yeah, that I was going to say no, and then that whole night kicked back in, and I was like, nah, crash a fucking wedding.
Just come at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
But that said, it's the Masonic Temple.
Yeah.
So, like, it might be a little harder to crash than the banquet hall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if they end up there.
Yeah. And it'd be cool. You know,
yeah.
Night with friends and stuff, like hanging out, having drinks. I will be very, very upset with you if the first time you meet Nick is when he crashes your wedding.
No, we need to
like,
again, I'm gonna be off, so let's legitimately set up a boys brunch. Because I would like to do that. I realized... Well, it was one of those things, like, she's been going out with the girls, and I was like, I really should, like, go out with the boys.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't. It's been a very long time. It is... The aspect that I am the worst at is getting together with people that I actually want to hang out with. But I think everything takes twice as long as it's actually going to, so I don't schedule things. So I'm going to set up a boys brunch soon.
The problem with the boys though too is like I feel like it's mainly me and Damon, where like that Friday, for example.
Yeah,
I was just going to have a drink with Nick, and then it was like, oh, should we invite anybody else? And I was like, yeah, because he was like, Teresa's going to show up after a little while, and I was like, all right, cool. Damon, you want to go? Mike, you want to go? Arius, you want to go? Brandon, you want to go? I went through a whole list of people and I was like, you want to come to this? And it looks like we had something planned. It's never planned. The only thing we ever planned was beach brunch.
Yeah, because that's harder to do.
Yeah, and that wasn't even really planned. Like, we were having brunch because we always had brunch like every Sunday.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and then it was like we were having brunch, and then I was like, we should have a beach brunch. We should plan that. And then it was like, oh, we'll go next week. That was the planning.
Yeah. No, I mean, essentially, I would love to actually let's go get some brunch somewhere, hang out, have a day, have at least a morning with the boys. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Go to like One Eye Betty's or something, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pop's Italian.
I'm down. Yeah. Whichever.
We usually would go there, and then some of us would stay to drink a little longer in the day. Some of us would go somewhere else, do something else. But we would start usually at like Pop's Italian, and then 9 times out of 10 we would wind up at Danny's Irish Pub. Yeah, which is where we went on Friday. Yeah. Which is funny because Nick was like, "Oh, do you know Danny's?" And I was like, "Dude, I know Danny's.
I know Danny's."
It's like, I know Danny's well.
But we should wrap this up.
Yeah, I gotta get home, have food, play with my kitties.
Yeah. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Do you have anything to plug?
My Instagram, Boozy Buffalo Brandon. If you don't follow it, if you do, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.